Well, hello, fellow humans. It's peel day. I was going to do this application with my girlfriend Shannon so you guys could see how the Zooms work when you purchase peel kits from me. But sadly, she has a funeral that she has to attend to today. So it's just going to be me. My other girlfriends that I asked were going to Vegas and had plans this weekend. And so it's just going to be me for today. And then we'll do a group one later on. So the first thing that you want to do before applying a chemical peel is wash your hair. I am a very, very strong believer in the no water method. And the no water method basically means you keep all water off your face during your post-peeling process, like your post-peel process. So as your skin is shedding and things like that, I don't add any water. So the first thing you want to do is wash your hair, because if you already go into this with dirty hair and you could be going 5 days without washing it again, people really struggle with that. So I washed my hair this morning. It's totally dry. The first thing I'm going to do is like put it up and get it out of my way. The other thing I did was I did not work out this morning because it will dehydrate you. I drank a lot of water today and a lot of water this morning. You do not want to be dehydrated. It is recommended that you do not drink alcohol the night before. If you do, it needs to be in moderation. And I recommend that you drink water in between each alcoholic beverage. The biggest thing is you want to stay hydrated. If you are not hydrated when you put the peel on, one, you're going to feel it. And it's spicy. And then two, the peel can drop in at different depths. So if you have like a dehydrated spot of skin over here, the Jesner is going to pull in deeper into this area, and then you could get some like superficial like scabbing or brown spots. They're not a bad thing. You do need to keep them covered, but just know that when you are dehydrated, the peels go in deeper, and we don't really want that. So we want you to stay as hydrated as possible. So the first thing I'm going to do is wash my face. We're going to cleanse it twice. I am going to be using the little vials also that I shipped to you in your peel kits. So like you can see exactly how it works. This is a thicker cleanser, just bear with me for a minute. So the thing with Purity Clean, and everything does come in glass containers and vials. I avoid plastic as much as possible. So here's the Purity Clean cleanser. It's gonna come here eventually. There's enough in here to do like 4 cleanses. So what you wanna do is you wanna start out with your cleanser, and then I'm just gonna get a little water on my hands, just a little. I'm going to rub that together. That's how it's turning white. Go in. So you want to spend at least a minute cleansing your face, if not 2. You want to wash your face like you never have before. As you notice, I'm doing the whole neck, around the mouth. You can also use one of the Sonic cleansing brushes if you want. The whole point of doing chemical peels is to keep your skin functioning young. It gets rid of pigment, it gets rid of texture. My cleanser's getting kind of pooly, and it's starting to like go into the skin a little bit. So a little bit more water reactivates it and go back in. It improves texture. It basically kind of like shrink wraps the skin back on. It pulls pigment out of the tissues. Chemical peels do so many amazing things. Okay. You can pull peel on the neck and down to the chest. Just know it's actually not going to get any peeling. You're going to get the benefits of like skin tightening, and the texture does improve, but the skin is not going to peel off. Hey, Taryn. Okay. So once you're good and cleansed, you're going to rinse. And with this peel, ideally you want to leave it on for 6 hours. Because retinoids are a really large molecule and they take time to drop down. Here's a flour sack towel. These are my most favorite towels for the skin. They're super gentle. And I also have people use these in their post-care. If you have nose rings or eyebrow rings, lip piercings, who cares? I just do the peel over them. Okay, so that's one cleanse, and now we cleanse again. So this time I'm gonna do cleanser. I'm not actually gonna add any water to the cleanser the first time out because my face is still damp and I don't wanna dilute the cleanser a ton. So again, here's the Purity Clean. Put the lid back on. Massage it in. The reason why you do double cleansing before a chemical peel always is because, I add a little bit of water now because it's kind of pulley, is because if a chemical peel doesn't work, it's because there was too much oil left on the skin. If the acids to drop down into the skin need a happy pH to go into. So if the skin is more alkaline, if there's lipids on the skin, the acids actually can't drop down into the tissues like they need to give you the result that you're looking for. This is why in medical practices, it's not uncommon at all for them to cleanse your skin twice and then strip your skin with acetone afterwards. I don't use acetone. I use a product called Purity Balance. And if I don't have any of that, I'll use isopropyl alcohol or ethanol, which is a healthy alcohol. But I'm not a fan of acetone, so I don't use it on the skin. But the reason why they use acetone is it completely strips all the oils away. So just for good measure, I'm gonna wash over my eyes. Yes, this is tingly, but as long as you keep your eyes closed, it's totally fine. And the reason I'm going over the eyes is because I wanna get this chemical peel as close to my eyes as possible. Most technicians don't do this. They keep it farther away from the eye, but hello, the first place where fine lines and wrinkles tends to show up is around the eye area, and this part of the body ages 36% faster than the rest of the skin on the face. So I definitely wanna peel it. You can even just let it sit for a moment. Okay. Does anybody have any questions before I get ready to rinse this off? This particular cleanser has like 0.5% it has 5% lactic acid and like 1% salicylic acid. It may not even have salicylic, to be honest with you. It might just be lactic. I think it is. But this cleanser in itself is a very exfoliating cleanser. It's got some bite. Okay, let's rinse. Purity Clean is absolutely safe to use every day. Back in the day, cosmetics only had Purity Clean and Benefit Clean for the longest time. And that's when I had bad acne. And I actually use Purity Clean AM and PM every single day, and I never ever had dry out issues. It's not uncommon for me to use like an oil cleanser in the morning, and then like Purity Clean is one of my cleanses in the evening. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so now the challenge is drying off your hands dry enough to get gloves on. And right when you think your hands are dry, no they ain't. They are not, you just think they're dry. So really, really get your hands dried off. The peel that I'm doing today is the peel that comes in the kit with 2 peels. It's $215 for the peel kit. It includes all of enough to do the 2 peels. It includes all your post-care. It includes your gloves. It includes the pads to put the peel on. It includes the shipping to get it to you. It includes the Zoom call with me where I walk you through the entire process. And ideally, you do this peel, and then 2 weeks later, we're gonna do it again. Taryn is asking, can she use purity solution and then clarify? Absolutely. So Clarify is a 2% salicylic acid foaming cleanser. When I do my chemical peels in practice and when I do them on myself at home, I actually use Clarify because it's better at prepping the skin for a chemical peel. It's more stripping to the tissues than Purity Clean. But because it has that foaming pump, it's not a product I can send out in peel kits. And for the longest time, I mean, still in the protocol by cosmetics, they tell you to use Purity Clean because they just haven't updated anything yet. So I'm doing this today with Purity Clean because I want to show you what comes in the kit. You get an excellent result with Purity Clean. We used it for years. But if you have Clarify, Clarify is actually better at prepping the skin right before a chemical peel than the Purity Clean is. So I use Purity Solution followed by Clarify all the time. It's one of my favorite cleansers. Clarify, though, I can't use it every day. It's too drying, but Purity Clean is not. So now I'm gonna put my gloves on. And the first thing we're gonna do is now we're gonna strip the skin. We wanna remove as much oil as possible from the tissues. So you're gonna take one of the 2x2 woven gauze squares that come with your kit, and you're gonna take Purity Balance. You're gonna pour some on there. I squish it around the pad to get it all even. And you're basically just gonna start scrubbing your face. You're gonna be more aggressive than you think you should be. I don't want you doing surgery on your face, but you do wanna get in there. This pad will roll on you. So notice I'm doing a lot more of like pressure and wiping. I'm not doing a lot of these circles because the pad, like if I do circles, I can't even get it to go. It does this. So the only place I do circles is right here on the glabellas. I do basically make these glabellas my bitch. I just go after them like there's no tomorrow. Thank you so much. One calm kid said that she loved watching me do the peels. So you're just gonna go around and remove all the oil around the lips. I over-treat the area I'm gonna peel because I don't want the oil line coming up directly to the peel. I want to see how like I'm even going behind the ears a little bit. Even though I'm only going to bring the peel to here, I'm going to over treat. Because of this, it's not uncommon to get some goop on your pad because you're not cleansing all these places. I go into the hairline, okay, into the eyebrows. We're peeling directly into the eyebrows. The more surface area you can cover with chemical peel, the more skin tightening effect that you're gonna get. It's also why I try to get as tight as possible around the eyes, because if I leave this huge hole here, the tissues around this area is not gonna tighten up as much as if I peeled to this area. So the more area you can cover, the better. It's also why I include the eyebrows. I want lift, baby. Really get that nose. Okay. So I'm gonna completely strip with that. Now we're gonna do Jesner. My least favorite part. Okay, so everyone, full disclosure, I am a wimp. I have no pain tolerance. I am what you call a wussy pussy. I cannot tolerate discomfort. I had a therapist tell me one time that I've experienced so much emotional pain in my life that I just can't handle the physical pain. Like it literally is too much for my body. I put this stuff on people all day long. They don't bat an eye. And then every once in a while you get a client like me who I'm like, I need a fan. So we're gonna see how this goes. I didn't grab a fan today. We're only doing one layer. I'm just gonna pray to baby Jesus and hope it's okay. So Jesner's a really low pH. It's a 2.6. Anything you put on over the top of Jesner is gonna cause it to go deeper into the tissues. And Jesner is my guarantee. If I just put the peel on my face, I might, if I'm lucky, notice like a little bit of like mild flaking. I'm not gonna notice anything major. This is gonna kick the peel up a notch to where I see a little bit more activity. So we're just gonna put, it's really common to take the lid off and you see that plug in there. It's not a little orifice inhibitor drop thing for essential oils. It actually is the plug that goes inside the cap to keep it sealed. So always just pull that out. And only have enough in here to do one layer. So I'm just gonna start tipping like a postage stamp. Like as you can see, I'm kind of going around the pad. I'm going here, I'm going here. So it's all on there, okay? And then I take my gloves and kind of squish it around. So because I even have some of my fingers, I'm gonna wipe it on. So because I'm only doing one layer of this, it's more crucial that you put it on more evenly. When you're doing like 4 to 5 layers of Jesner, you can actually just start scrubbing it in like I just did with the Purity Balance. But because I only am doing one layer, I want it even. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place the product down lightly first, and then I'm gonna go in behind it and start working it in, scrubbing it in. So I'm gonna do swipe around the forehead, boom, boom, see how it's laying down? Swipe on the chin, cheeks. This is the most sensitive part of the face, so this is the part of the face you want to be the least aggressive on. Walk up the cheek. Then we're gonna do. And now we're gonna start working it in. So we're gonna go in the glabellas. See how close I am around the eye. I'm starting to feel it. Back and forth in the eyebrows. If you really want close to the eye, you can even fold it. Like right now, this is really spicy around my eyes. I'm not really feeling it anywhere else. So see how you can just get in here, get those bunny lines. You can even stretch the skin right here and really get it. Pull that skin up and get that orbital bone. Don't mess around. Okay? Make sure you get well around the nose. It actually doesn't affect your hair at all. So someone has asked, curious, why doesn't it affect your hair? Because it only attacks living cells. It doesn't affect dead skin cells. So you can go directly in your hair and it's not gonna matter at all. So I'm gonna go down the neck a little bit. And just so you know, this pad is starting to feel a little dry. At this point, I'm just kind of working the product in. Okay? So we're gonna let this cool down a minute. Ooh, yowza. I'd say like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being childbirth, this is probably like a 5. I'm spicy. It's spicy. It's not as bad as it could be. Like if I put on another layer right now, it definitely gets spicier, but it's spicy. So what happens is we want this to cool down to like a 2 or a 3. Because next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the retinoid layer on over the top. So basically I'm layering 2 chemical peels, one over the other. I'm doing a Jesner peel first, and then I'm gonna do a retinoid based peel over the top. And with the retinoid based peel, it is also spicy. It kicks up, so the Jesner takes a moment to kick in. You put it on, it takes time to drop into the tissues, and then it gets spicy. Whereas with the retinoid peels, they're kind of spicy right away. They kick up higher because they also reactivate the Jesner underneath, but they also come down quicker. So if I'm already feeling like a 5 or a 6 and I put more chemical on top of my face, it's going to burn like crazy and I'm not gonna like it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just waiting for my skin to drop down to like a 2 or a 3 until I'm comfortable again. And then once it's dropped down, I'll put the peel back on. I put another layer of the peel on. It also, again, will kick up to probably like a 5 or a 6. It'll come down slowly. And then I'm actually gonna leave this peel on for 6 hours. I tell people my instructions, ideally at least 2. If you can go on up to 6, if not longer, it's better. It's not the end of the world. It's not a huge significant difference. But when it comes to retinoids, they're a large molecule and they take time to drop down into the tissues. So because of that, you just want to leave them on and let them do their thing. You'll notice as time goes on, like when you first put the peel on, it's gonna be slightly yellow all over, this particular one anyway. And then as time goes on, the skin actually like drinks the peel and pulls that color in. The reason why it's a yellow color is because of the retinoids, because of the plant-based retinoids. If it was white, it'd be animal or synthetic, but because it's got a yellow color to it, you'll see it. That's beta carotene. And so your skin actually drinks it and it goes in, you can literally watch it like go into the tissues. So now I've dropped down a bit, so now I'm gonna put the peel on. I'll show you what it looks like. Nice So it looks like this. See, it's a yellow color. And what I do is I want to cover, I don't want this on the palms of my gloves. I just want it on the fingers, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place it down, and then I'm going to work it into my tissues, because again, I want this one going on even too. So now I'm going to start massaging it in. I pull my lips in. I go into the hairline. See, I'm going like directly into it. Right over the eyebrows. God, spicy. Okay, give me a moment. Whew. I'll work it around. And then what I'm going to do is start pressing it in. Whew. The pressing is super, super important. It activates the retinoids. This is actually the clarity peel. No, I'm not using timeless. Suzanne, we're not there yet. I won't do timeless till my third peel. So I'm gonna do this peel with 1 layer of Jesner, and then in 2 weeks, I'll do the same peel again with 2 layers of Jesner underneath it. And then in like 3 weeks from then I'll do timeless with Jesner underneath it. She's saying it burns so good. No, it doesn't, but it's true. People, it burns so good because you know the results are going to be amazing. So do you hear this? That's the sound you want to listen for. Once you hear this, you're done. You take your gloves off and you just chill out now for 6 hours. That's it. Throw your gloves away. You're all done with the peel. Easy peasy. You can see I'm a little, so I don't know if you guys can see this, but do you see this here? This is called frosting. Some people think it's blanching. It's not blanching, okay? As estheticians, we cannot even touch those chemical peels. I could not do a chemical peel on you that would jack up your skin. I can't. They don't even allow me to have access to it. They don't even allow nurses to have access to it. The chemical peels that go so deep that cause blanching are called phenols, and they only can be applied by physicians. And it's not uncommon when they do these peels is they actually put the people under into anesthesia because they hurt so bloody bad. So what blanching is when the peel goes so down into the papillary dermis that it actually starts cauterizing capillaries, and you blanch because no more blood is getting to that part of your skin. Kind of like when they accidentally inject a vein or a capillary with a filler, it occludes the vein for blood flow. Blanching just kills the veins, okay? Then there's a thing called frosting. And frosting is really common in aesthetics, particularly when you work with salicylic acid. So higher percentages of salicylic acid are gonna cause a frosting effect. Some estheticians get really nervous and scared when they see frosting. I, however, do a dance and get ecstatic because it means that the salicylic acid is actually dropping deeper down into the tissues, and it's the little crystallizations that are kind of showing on the surface of the skin. So basically when you get frosting, it just means the peel's going in deeper. Lots of times I will keep applying Jesner to somebody's face until they get the frosting. Like, I want that frosting to appear. I want to see that they're getting a really good response. So do not be afraid of Do not be afraid of frosting. Frosting is a great thing. If you get patchy frosting, that's a sign that your client was dehydrated in those areas and it dropped in here but nowhere else. Ideally, you want to, like, I kind of have frosting over my whole forehead right here, at least in the T-zone area. And I don't see frosting anywhere else. So to me, frosting is a good thing. We want frosting. It's a positive thing. It's not blanching. We don't have access to that stuff. The chemical, that's why when people ask, like, how many layers of Jesner can you do? You can do up to 5 layers of Jesner. You can do 10 if you want to, but Jesner is only going to go so deep down into the tissues. It's only going to go to the papillary dermis, and then it stops. The molecules are not small enough for it to go any deeper. It just won't. So if you do 10 layers of Jesner, it's a waste of money. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of discomfort for the client. Like once you get to that fifth layer, Jesner, it just can't go down any deeper, and there's no point to it. That's why you stop at 5 layers. It's not because you might over peel the person. It's that it literally can't do anything past that point. Things can only go so deep down into the tissues, and none of the chemical peels that estheticians have access to go past the papillary part of the dermis. And the papillary part is where the blood vessels, or I should say like the baby capillaries, start. So I can peel you down to like the dermis, but I cannot go into the dermis at all. The stuff that I have access to just won't. Let's see if there's any more questions before I let you go. Message me if you have any questions. I do have a free peel consultation link. If you go to my website under skin appointments, my peel consultations are absolutely free. I basically kind of just go over the process with you. There are certain things that you need to be on, like you need to be on a retinoid and you need to be on a lightener and brightener ideally before we do chemical peels. Then we just kind of go from there. My kits are $215. They include absolutely everything you could need. You will need to have an oil cleanser. That's not something I ship in the kits because basically you need a bottle of it. And I don't want to put a bottle in there and then make the peels $250. Okay, so they're $215, include all the post care. The mild peel kits include 2 peels. So you're getting a peel for like $108. In practice, the peel that I did today would be $125, and it wouldn't include any of your post care. That's why the peel kits are such a great deal, is they are discounted from what they would be in the treatment room because you're doing them and I'm just doing them with you over Zoom. I'm not paying a lease. And then also they include all of your post care because I want you to have the best outcome. Are you going to do the no water method? Yes. So how I'm going to do the no water method is when I get ready to remove this peel, what I've done is I've taken these flour sack towels that I talk about all the time. What I do is I cut and tear, and then I cut and tear, so I end up with 4 squares like this. People who don't have flour sack towels, I tell them just to use an old t-shirt and cut it up into 6 by 6 squares. I'm actually thinking about including a flour sack towel in each one of my peel kits. I've thought about doing that, so if you guys have any feedback on that, I thought about the peels would still be like $2.15 a piece. These flour sack towels are not very much. So what I do is I'm going to take oil cleanser. I'm going to rub the oil cleanser all over, and then I'm going to take this piece of flour sack towel or old t-shirt, and I'm going to get it wet, and I'm going to wring it out to like I literally cannot get like shaking, wringing it out, right? Like every ounce possible. And then I'm going to wipe the oil cleanser off my skin. And then I'm just going to put oil on. And then tonight, I'm just going to put oil on. Tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm just going to put some heavier face oil on. Tomorrow evening, I'll wash my face. Again, but with the no water method. Oil cleanser massaged in, barely damp towel, wipe it off. So with the oil, the no water method, you only wash your face with oil. You only wipe everything off with a barely damp towel. You want to wash your face as little as possible. Like if I don't feel like washing my face tomorrow, if I'm not feeling nasty or gunky, I'm just going to keep applying face oil if I feel like I need more face oil, and then I'm going to leave it alone. The whole process of doing the no water method is that the skin dries out faster, so it causes it to release faster, and it also causes it to peel deeper. So when I learned this no water method from somebody else for another type of peel, it took me about a year, and then I was like, wait a minute, why can't I use this method with every peel? So once I switched over to the no water method, I started doing it, and then I started having all my clients do it. The peel results are better. You end up doing less peels, and that is the beauty of my peel kits, because they come with all your post care. It's all water-free stuff that I'm sending you. It's hard to find, there's only one water-free sunscreen that I'm aware of. It's hard to find water-free balms that are not going to burn the face. So this kit is going to include all the post-care. You don't have to go out and buy additional products, so you can just get the best outcome. So yes, I'm going to do the no water method. It's the only method. All right, does anybody else have any more questions before I let you go? Thank you so much. So many of you joining me. As you can see, you can't really see the peel anymore. I mean, I could go to the grocery store if I wanted to. So it's not 6 hours. 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you joining and bringing your energy. And I hope I can see a couple of you on peel consults. You can do the peel journey with me. Mwah. Light love to you all.